today at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Special guest, presidential chef Roberto Mendoza. He's also best recognized as a culinary innovator and educator and founder of the Chef Heaven's Kitchen, an organization that provides smart solutions to end hunger and poverty using the power of food to revive communities and strengthen economies of extreme poverty, which helps different countries by feeding low-income children. Today on Power985.com.
Hey everybody, this is Nick Mayhew, 3-time gold medalist and 3-time world record holder, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Cuoco.
This is the kind of interview that is rare in itself, of its occasion. Presidential chef, good friend. We're talking about lottery winner. You're going to find out what he did with that $250,000. Mr. Chef Mendoza, internationally recognized culinary innovator, educator, television personality, humanitarian, lecturer, and founder of Chef Heaven's Kitchen. As described earlier before we went live, we're going to learn all things about Chef Heaven's Kitchen, its purpose, what it's about, what Chef Robert Mendoza is doing to help children here and all around the world, just to name a few. The chef, who was born in El Salvador, has cooked for former presidents Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George Bush, and international royalty. More recently, he even cooked for President Donald Trump. I want to find out if he's getting ready to cook for Biden, or has he not? So, with us today, live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from here and all around the world, Mr. Chef Robert Mendoza.
Stephen, how are you? I'm so excited to be in Power 98.5. Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you. Well, as we were talking before we went live, as soon a couple minutes, I'm like, wait a minute. Stuffed up nose, sounding a bit like allergies. No. And I was doing great all morning. And then boom, it kicked in. But that's all right. That's what Flonase and Claritin is for.
You'll be all right.
I believe you.
You'll be okay.
How
You've been through this before.
Oh, I have been quite a few times. Yeah. Always avoiding it going somewhere else where we don't want it to go.
Right.
So how about you? Since our last conversation, what's life been like for you most recently? Because I know you were out of country and you were helping children. Where were you again?
Right. Actually, I was in Dominican Republic, and we have about 400 little ones where we feed every single day. And during Christmas, we do this big Christmas celebration and bring toys. And actually, in Christmas, we don't have 400. We have about 2,000 little ones. Because you know how it's the little ones. They communicate each other and say, hey, the chef is here. Santa Claus is here with all the toys. And last week, I was in El Salvador trying to help another community, another 300 little ones. And it's a place called Sonsonate in that area. So we was feeding these children too. And also we feed like 50 elders in another city in El Salvador. That's what I was doing, and I was so blessed to help these people.
For those that are tuning in, Chef Mendoza is a tireless advocate of the homeless and supports the entire immigrant community in the United States of America. He's recognized for cooking for many celebrities and personalities such as Prince of Saudi Arabia. What was that experience like?
Saudi Arabia, Prince, he was in LA at the Beverly Hills Hotel, so he got that plane coming every week from his palace full of his food. So he needs somebody to cook for him in US. So I was the one, and that was a wonderful experience because I have to taste the food first, and then his security. And then his 7th wife, and finally he's the one who eat the same food.
Wow.
And every day we had to cut a few watermelons, center cut, a perfect cut. We even had to use a ruler and measure every cut, go 4 centimeters. We used to cook like 60 live lobsters every single day. I mean, I never see that humongous and monster lobster in my life than when I cooked for the Prince of Saudi Arabia. That was an amazing experience.
There are no words to describe what that experience, even more must have been like, because to go through that many people before the prince would eat, that is some heavy duty execution and level of expectation that is most likely needed and that was required to happen. And then once he did eat, that has to be like really, like, were you just in your moment and like, this is what I do, this is what I love? Or did you feel, I don't know if this is the right word, Chef, but did it help with validation of your skills and who you are as a person and a trust that went along with it? I mean, did it just elevate and inspire you even more for being who you are as a person? And what goes along with the responsibility of a chef of your status?
You're right. I mean, there was inspiration, let's put it that way, and elevate what I do. I don't know. I don't know how to really explain it to you, but it's been such a bless, let's put it that way, to cook for there's many people and famous people in the world. That give me myself like motivation also. I have a gift and what I can do with this gift. It's been amazing. And it's the same way when we cook for presidents. When we cook for presidents, I mean, I have to eat first. FBI have to eat second, Secret Service third, his Secret Service fourth, and finally the Mr. President is allowed to eat. So I have to keep myself first. How about that?
Well, I hope I'm served by you and your staff one day. That's how I feel about it. Seriously.
You more than welcome. I need a pot washer.
I'm okay. All right. I'm going to be honest. I'd rather use a dishwasher and sit there and help you maybe plate the food, but hey, whatever I can do to help.
Okay, Sam.
You had a tremendous, monumental opportunity, and if I may call it, an event that had come thereafter due to a purchase at a 7-Eleven and a scratch off where you won $250,000, then where it became the birth of Chef Heaven's Kitchen.
Right. Actually, I started the Chef Heaven's Kitchen back in 2009. I was doing NASCAR, Coca-Cola 600. And I was in charge to feed like 450,000 people during that week. And I saw myself a lot of food, And I said to God, and I said, thank you so much, because I never see that much food in my life. But I grew up in El Salvador, during the war. We have a war for 12 years. People was killing each other. So sometimes I eat, sometimes I don't. And I remember when I went to bed, when I was 14, 15 years old, and I didn't eat all day. So 1 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and I said, at least a glass of water I'm going to have. And when I opened the faucet, air come out because they shut the water off. So I went to bed crying. I said, God, when I grow up, I don't want to suffer hunger. So that day, something clicked in my mind, in my brain, and said, remember when you pray for it? And I started to ask my friends for a turkey, and I ended up with 600 turkeys. And that was the first time that I cooked Thanksgiving Day for the homeless and immigrant community here in the Carolinas. So I come up feeding the homeless and then children's, but back in 2019, I said, God, I don't have any more money. What am I going to do? And people is asking for help. So I stopped by in a gas station and I filled up my tank. I went inside and asked for my receipt from my ticket. And I said to the cashier, by the way, I have $5 in my pocket. Can I have a scratch ticket? And I bought that scratch ticket and it was $250,000 in there. My family couldn't believe it, In that moment, you can think I'm going to pay my car, or I'm going to pay off my house, or I'm going to take a vacation time, a trip. But then something, come up in my heart, and I said, that's something I was asking for. This is not my money. So I donate the entire money to feed the homeless and children in different countries. That's what I did with the entire money, because it wasn't mine. And I waiting for, believe me or not, I waiting for God to give me something bigger. That way I can continue what I'm doing with the most needy people.
And what's the organization done, and where is it at now since then?
My organization, what we do is we feed children in Dominican Republic, we feed children in Pakistan, Mexico, El Salvador. We have a few children in Venezuela also. And we feed the homeless here in Charlotte, North Carolina. That is what the organization is doing. And let's say if an emergency comes in some other country, we go with the team and try to help the people up there. We prepare food and ready to go box, and we bring it to the people, especially now with the pandemic. We're not allowed to put or set up any buffet. What we do is we set up this food in to-go containers and give it to the population. And honest to you, we need a lot of help. We always need help. We need people with a good heart and donate to the organization. That way we can cover more. This is where we are right now. This is what we're doing. During pandemic, we donate here in Charlotte, we donate 60,000 meals. In El Salvador, we donate 64,000 meals thanks to a donation that we got from somebody. So we've been working hard and doing a lot and try to help people. And also what we do is we training homeless and we trying to take it out of the streets. We bring it to our kitchen and training as a cook, and that way they can apply for jobs, or we find jobs for them. So we already took 37 people out of the street. This is what we're doing. This is where we at in this moment.
You can go and support Chef Robert Mendoza and his organization, the Chef Heaven's Kitchen, at chefheavenskitchenusa.com. Once again, the chefheavenskitchenusa.com. And you can email Robert and the organization at Roberto Mendoza 15 at gmail.com. Once again, Roberto Mendoza 15 at gmail.com. Any plans, any goals that are happening this year and any upcoming events when it comes to you, the Chef Heaven's Kitchen USA, and any other projects at all, Chef?
Yes, one of the projects is finishing up the cafeteria in Dominican Republic. We already built one part, but we're still waiting for help, and that way we can finish it up this place and feed more people. That is one of the projects. The other project that we have is another cafeteria in Pakistan, because those little ones, they need a lot of help. So that is a project that we are trying to accomplish this year. I hope in God we can do it. And just continue feeding homeless and bring the same program to different countries. Like in El Salvador, already talking with some organization, with some people, that we can set up the same program and help the homeless and little ones in that small country.
I want to reiterate this. You touched on it and shared earlier, Chef. However, I want to read this statement that was given on today.com. I know what it's like to be hungry. When I was 14 or 15 years old, I went to bed without eating anything all day. I said to myself, at least, quote, I have a glass of water I'm going to drink. Mendoza told Today, when I went to the faucet, just air came out. They shut off the water off in my country. I went to bed crying and said, when I grow up, I do everything I can to make sure no one else has to go hungry. That's extremely powerful. And it's powerful in a way to where it's inspired you to do something to help ease, if not preventative, because we only can prevent so much, but where you're able to prevent and or bring ease and peace and comfort. That's a truly incredible undergo of, or going, if that's how you put it, of a mission of what you're doing here in the world. With that, have you found peace within your experience of your past, Chef, to where you feel more fluid, there's more fluidity, there's more movement, there's balance? Or are you still, do you still have that feeling like I have to do something because you're still, I'm not sure what the right word would be, but still in that memory, that experience of what has happened, and you just, you know when you're either inspired to do something because there's this fire inside of you that you don't feel settled and at peace about, and then there's a different way of helping where you recognize and acknowledge where you've come from and what your experiences are. You've reconciled with those feelings and emotions, and then you're able to move forward to do the greatness that you're doing, Chef, but doing it in a way to where you're not in fight or flight. You're not under duress. Does that make sense that I'm proposing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where are you at within that? Are you still under duress of your past, or are you absolutely at peace in doing what you love and what you feel that God has meant for you to do?
Yeah, and peace. Sometimes you pass through deserts in life. Sometimes you got problems in life, but depends of you what you want to do with that desert, with that problem. Sometimes people just stay in the past and cry for it and say, "Oh my God, whatever happen to me, and they create issues out of that. But when you pass something hard in your life, you can use that to be better, and have peace. Because what happens is when you pass that kind of deserts in your life, God is preparing to you. God is preparing to help people and get a better life. Just to give you an example, Moses in the Bible, he grew up in palace, but one day he had to go to the desert, and he stayed 40 years there, used to be prepared for God, and come back to palace and free these people, the people of Israel. So whatever happened to me in my life, I got peace now because I used that, to be positive, to help people, to tell them I've been there before, and if I've been there before, and look at me now, look who I am. I mean, you can do it too. And yes, I feel peace. And I only can tell you, it's only one word in any language that you can understand. It's when your stomach go, brr, and you're hungry, and you're looking for food, and that is desperate, But when you pass through that moment, when you eat, when you have food, in the future, you can use that to help other people and get peace in your heart. And said, I passed through that moment. I was hungry one time, but now I can provide peace and I can provide food to another people. So answer your question, I feel great. I feel peace.
Thank you. For those who would like to support the Chef Heaven's Kitchen and Chef Robert Mendoza, you can go to the chefheavenskitchenusa.com. There is a donations tab there. There's 3 different areas of donation of where you can donate to. You can help feed children in Dominican Republic. You can do Food with Love and help to build a cafeteria in Dominican Republic. What other goals and expectations, if not expectations, or goals and inspirations do you have for your local area? And are you looking to expand elsewhere here in the States?
Yes. Actually, last month I went to LA, I went to California, and I see that many people living in the street. And I said, how we can help them, how we can expand and help these people, because it's very sad when you go through Hollywood and the streets and you see that many homeless, asking for food. Yes, I look into expand, and I hope we can do this very soon. That is part of the goals that we have, expand inside United States. Because it's a lot of needs. This country is country of immigrants too. It's always people coming. Like for Thanksgiving Day, we cook 300 turkeys and feed like 4,000 people because we got a lot of immigrants coming from different countries like Venezuela, Honduras, Mexico. Afghanistan, they got a lot of problems in Afghanistan, and people start to move to U.S. And these people, they come with anything in their hands. Sometimes they just come with their clothes, whatever they have on. So it's when we come up and try to help them and at least give a plate of hot food and clothes and shoes and say, welcome to U.S. This is a great country. God bless America. And here we are to help you and start a new life. Yes, that is a goal to spend all over U.S.
What is the most proudest moment you've ever had in your life, Chef, or your career, or both?
In my career, one of the proudest moments is when I cook for Marla Maples, is external President Donald Trump's ex-wife. She stayed with me 20 days in a program. That is one of them. And the second one, I remember I come with a hot food or one of the places here in U.S., and he was a little one running to me and said, "Can I have 2 plates, please? One for me and one for my dad." And I said, "What is your mom? I'm going to give you 3. Where's your mom?" And he said, "She is in jail. The immigration just took my mom a couple of days ago." And he started to cry. And in that moment, just I still have it in my mind. I still have it in my memory. See that little one, even though he was in that hard situation, when he saw the food, he looked at me and put a big smile and said, "Thank you so much, Chef. God bless you." And that made my day. That made my life. Let's put it that way. Seeing that little one, smiling and happy and saying, "Thank you, Chef." And that has been one of my sad and happiest moments at the same time.
Have you had the opportunity to cook for President Biden?
Yes.
Really?
That was in Memorial Day. We have a small event going on, so I got the moment to participate with him.
Well, that's got to be added to your bio.
It's something I need to put it on, right?
Yes. And what was the experience like, Chef?
It's okay. I mean, I'm part of the staff of the White House. Every time they need some help, they call me, and it's being nice. One of the good ones, a couple years ago, it was Mr. Trump was the king of Dubai and the prince of Saudi Arabia. The 3 of them together, and I was in charge to do it.
Wow,
that was amazing, and that was here in North Carolina. It's a place called Tryon Equestrian. They came and ran 60 horses each, and that was beautiful. It was a wonderful moment.
And how does your family feel? What does your family say? Knowing where you've come from, Chef, to be where you're at now, you don't have to worry about air in your water lines. You can eat, you can cook for yourself. What does that feel like?
Let me tell you a story. My son, now he's 14 years old. And when he was like 8, you know how it's the little ones in the school, and one of the little ones get the computer and say, "This is my dad." So my son come out with the computer too and said, "I got a better dad than yourself. My dad is a famous chef." And he pulled it up from Google and said, "Here." So how's it like? I feel so proud, that I coming from being poor and with no food. And I grew up in a country with a war. With no family, because my mom and my dad left me when I was little. I grew up without mom and dad. I never got a family in my life. No sister, no brothers. My sister was kidnapped when she was little. I found my sister 20 years later. Thanks God she's alive. I was kidnapped in El Salvador for 3 months. And thanks to the Salvation Army helped me out, and they bring me to Canada. That's where I started in Canada. And I feel so proud of myself now, and proud of my family, and my family, they are like that, especially my daughter and my son, that if you pass through all of this and you made it in life, we can do better. We can help more. My daughter, she is now in university. She's taking medicine, and they feel so proud of me, and I'm so proud of my family too, and what I do for others, what I do for the community. Thanks God, who I am now, and thanks to this wonderful, wonderful country who opened the doors for me and give me a big opportunity. I always said, God bless America all the time. And I always pray for this country.
I would like to add how incredibly instrumental and inspiring you are to know where you've come from. And I want to thank you for the candor and the transparency to be where you're at now. And I'm going to share some accolades here. In 1996, you were awarded Executive Chef of the prestigious Beverly Hills Hotel in California and Oscar Awards organizer. In 2006, you were named Chef of the Year by the prestigious University of Charlotte, North Carolina. 2007, corporate chef for Compass Group helped to open 34 universities around the country with their culinary programs. 2012, awarded as a Hispanic Pride in Washington, D.C. 2013, named Chef of the Year by Mint Museum of Charlotte. And in 2021, Hispanic Pride Award from Senate and State of California. Wow. Incredibly amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you so much.
And that's going to continue to build, I guarantee, because now we're just got to add something for 2022 and then going forward.
You're totally right. I never going to stop until God take me. You're totally right. It's going to continue. And, I'm going to continue helping people, and I'm going to continue growing the organization and just cover more and more until, like I said, until God said it's time to come back home.
And I believe you are going to continue to be here for much longer than what we would expect, and possibly even you. With this inspiration, these accolades, and this recognition, it's more than just a recognition. I believe that this is God's way of honoring you, to continue in reminding you the greatness within your purpose, your inspiration. And most importantly, I'm being very serious when I say this, Chef, it's self-identification and self-recognition to remind you within balance of who you are, the adversities that you had taken, where you have empowered yourself through faith, through prayer, through your belief in God, and how you have been able to speak in ways and in unspoken ways just by your energy being there, being in the presence of majesties, royalties, and people who just maybe sometimes don't believe or think or take time to know how important and where they matter, and you gift that to them.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you for your words. You made my day, and believe me, I'm about to cry for what you said. Thank you so much. God bless you.
You are very welcome. And I would like to add, the chef's greatest goal is to help the poorest and to be an inspiring example of how generosity, self-sacrifice, and self-giving to others makes sense in modern society. The work he does is not heroic. Anyone has the grace of God can do it. Is there any...
Amen.
Amen. I'm going to take a moment for that. Thank you. Is there anything that you would like to add before we close out for today, Chef?
Yes, I just want to Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for this time. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you for the people who is listening, 98.5. And God bless all of you. And I hope you can give me a hand and continue helping people. Thank you so much, and God bless all of you.
Thank you, Chef. And who would you like to give a shout out to?
Shout out to, I like to give a shout out to my son.
Okay.
My son. He got your name, Stephen.
Awesome. Spelt the same or with a PH?
The same. The same. That's why when you called me, I was like, oh my God. I got the same name in my family, and it's my son.
Well, I'm going to honestly say, and I mean this with all my heart, I consider you family, and I truly look forward to being in your presence. You really are inspiring, and for those that are listening, I really want to thank you for taking the time to tune in live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 with my good friend, Chef Robert Mendoza. All of you know that he's also cooked for Biden, so the list goes on and on. Trump, Bush, Clinton, Obama, and the Prince of Saudi Arabia. And, you know, once again, get on over and support Chef and his organization, the Chef Heaven's Kitchen USA.com. Once again, the Chef Heaven's Kitchen USA.com. There is a section for donations. Gift as much as you can. Don't wait to the holidays. You know, any day and every day can be a holiday. Every day and any day can be a weekend. Don't let the calendar dictate and control your life and for what you can do to help someone out. So once again, head on over to the Chef Heaven's Kitchen USA.com. Donate, support, contact, whatever you can do will greatly help. I'm looking forward, Chef, to finding out, send me information of any events. Let's cover it. Let's get you back on the radio. Let's highlight it. If I can travel or if you end up being out here locally, I definitely would love to attend. Is there anything else that you would like to gift us of information or where to go or how to help or where to find you at all to best connect?
Sure. The best connect is the website, the one you mentioned, the Chef Heaven's Kitchen USA.com. That is you're going to have all my information too. And there is the phone number, email, and you can email me or call me at any time. And like I said, thank you so much for your help in advance.
Thank you, Chef. And this episode will air Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to do 2 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. I'm going to run this. We're going to run this for the next 4 days. We're going to run it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Head on over to Power 98.5, power985.com. Drop us a line. Send us an instant message. We can take instant messages right now live while we are on the air. Shoot us any information. If you have any comments or anything at all for Chef Mendoza, head on over to power985.com. Once again, head to and go and support Chef Robert Mendoza at the chefheavenskitchen.com. Once again, email, phone number is there. Donate, become part of the community. Ask if you've got some free time, you feel like traveling, you want to take a trip to North Carolina. Weather is breaking. It's a beautiful time to head out. Be safe, head out. If you're vaccinated and you have that additional security, contact Chef, contact his organization, and see where and when you can be of service and to help in this beautiful mission to truly help, end hunger, to help feed. Too much food is wasted, especially here in the States. If you've got some extra cans around, connect with Chef Mendoza and his team. Find out, can you ship any food? And actually, let me get back on, Chef. Can anybody donate food at all? Can they ship it out to you or come in somewhere down there in North Carolina and drop it off?
Sure, they can do that. If they get in touch with us, well, we go and pick them up.
Oh, you do
we
pick
take
up?
We do and pick them up. We take our cars and pick them up, the food.
But if they're
That
living
is-
out of state, you can't pick it up, though.
No, the best way is to donate money. That way we buy the food.
Okay. Donate money. If you're local, donate and, gift food to the organization. Do both. So if you live in a local North Carolina area, contact Chef and his team over at the Chef Heaven's Kitchen, USA.com. And as Chef had said, they'll come on out and pick up that food. Thank you again, Chef. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in. We love you and appreciate you very much. And Chef,
thank you, Stephen. God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
You too. Hold the line, Chef. We're going to close out together. And thank you to everyone for tuning in from here and all around the world. I'm Stephen Cuoco, and you're listening to Live on Air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. Download the iOS or Android app. Tune in on Alexa. We'd love to have you part of the family.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.